Are you a consulting business owner seeking a better way to scale to your next million in revenue? Accelerate Sales Podcast features other experts who have cracked the code to predictable revenues with proven sales systems that quickly increase revenue and get you on the fast track back to doing what you do best. Now let's accelerate your sales with today's episode.
Hello to the Accelerate Sales Solo Podcast, episode number 350. Today's topic is 5 reasons to build your own leads as a SaaS partner. You will learn the 5 reasons and also how I can give you some help if you're not building those leads quick enough yourself. If it's your first time to the podcast, welcome. And if you love what you hear, please subscribe. If you're a regular, thanks for your support. Always appreciate those reviews, in particular the iTunes reviews. Please check out past shows on your favorite platform. Just search Accelerate Sales. And also check out those interview shows as well, where we have world-class experts coming on to help you accelerate your sales. So we were a SaaS partner for Copper Sales CRM. So that's COPPER. We were for other platforms, but that was probably the main one. And Copper is a sales CRM which integrates nicely with Google. And to be honest, I still use it today. I think it's a fantastic product. And if you want to find out more, I'm not affiliated to them, but if you want to find out more, just go to copper.com. And what I'm going to do is use my experience with me being a partner, and we were fortunate to sell the business in 2019, but still the learnings are, very new and still commonplace. I know that because I also mentor lots of other SaaS partners, and what I've learnt from them very much aligns with my own experience. And what I'm going to give you is the 5 why you should generate your own leads incrementally to those provided by your SaaS vendor. And some people call it SaaS brand, SaaS vendor. I'll call it a SaaS vendor from now on. So let's dive into them. So number 1 is not all leads are created equal. At first, we in particular were very preoccupied with getting as many leads from Copper as possible. And at the height, we were probably getting about 100 a month. And it was driven by their ad spend, which was fantastic. But the unfortunate thing was many were unqualified, and also many were very small. So, roughly, it was around 30% of the license fee. So it wasn't a huge income, and we found that we're just spending so much time on them 1 and 2 licenses rather than people that could give us a lot more. And, there was a lot of time and effort put into sales. For an unqualified one was about the same one that you could get a really good, referral fee for. And also, it was just a bit clunky. We had the same demo process, etc. So long story short, we ended up automating the process. So it didn't stop taking leads from the vendor, Copper, but in this case, in that case, but we did automate it. It made it a lot easier. So, not all leads are created equal. And I do think that, you need to have your own form of lead generation because of that. So that was number 1. So number 2 is strategy change. And as I mentioned, we were getting about 100 leads a month from Copper through their paid ads, which is great. But they decided to switch, and I do think it was probably for some pressure by the venture capitals. They'd just taken some new funds on, and they were going to switch from small business, small to medium business, which is what I think they were, perfectly aligned to enterprise. And they decided also to use more of a content strategy. So literally our leads stopped overnight, right? So the 100 leads a month, just basically went to 0. And we had no plan B, and it cost us a lot of time, money to pivot. And to be honest, now, in retrospect, it's great because I've actually learned what, we were forced to learn what we did, but it was, it was really painful at the time. And as I said, I think, some venture capital pressure does come into these SaaS companies, and I do think sometimes it's more of the short term than the long term play. And honestly, you're at the mercy of this, and you really should protect yourself against that by having your own lead. So that was number 2. So number 3 was to niche or niche down, depends where you are in the world. We use the leads from the SaaS partner to build a relationship with the client to solve problems for them over time. So, this included consulting, training, and support. We couldn't just rely upon the affiliate revenue or the commission earned from selling licenses. It wasn't enough. However, managing this across multiple verticals became really complex. And what we decided is by controlling our own leads, we were able then to focus on a niche or a niche, and we sort of made it channel specific. So we looked across all of our source of deals, who were, was there any patterns there, but also who were we getting the best results from, and what was the longest customer lifetime value. And that ended up being agency owners. So we're able to streamline our marketing, our sales, and our delivery to do that. So remember, we had the front end, which was some of the smaller deals coming from the SaaS vendor that we were able to automate, but then the ones that we really wanted to chase were the people in agencies, so that most important, we could sort of get case studies and social proof. It was a lot easier to say, yes, I've done it for this specific agency, and then show examples of that, rather than having lots of clients where there wasn't depth of information or depths of social proof. So before I continue, do you find yourself struggling with these 3 common challenges? 1, you've taught yourself sales but not sure what you don't really know. 2, you get unpredictable referrals that inhibit your confidence to invest in the business. And 3, you're lacking a sales system fit to scale, which limits your ability to ultimately exit. Learn 3 ways to double your revenue through referrals without wasting your precious time. Just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/ASP. There's some information there that you can see on the page, and you can also then, if it's right for you, you can book a call as well. Okay, so we've gone through 3 so far. So we've gone through number 1, not all leads are created equal. 2 is strategy change. 3 is to niche or niche down. So what we'll cover now is number 4, which is strategic referral partners. So SaaS vendors send you single leads, right? Mainly, they don't send you multiple leads. So you might get multiple opportunities from one account, but normally they're sort of single. And also there's a high sales conversion cost, which and we certainly found out ourselves. But you can go out and find strategic referral partners who can bring you many clients, and you build, a relationship with one person, and then because they've got your audience, they can bring multiple people at once. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So we went to agency memberships, so people that helped agencies. There's a couple of people we worked with. Jason Swank, who's an agency coach, we worked with him, and also Drew McLennan, who's from Agency Management Institute. And both of those, had they had their own interests, but most importantly, the client's interests. So to us, it was a 3-way win. The agency consulting owner, so for example, Jason, added value and helped them build their revenue, which meant that they stayed longer with him, so increased his customer lifetime value. The agency owner had problems solved that only we could solve, that the community owner couldn't provide, and that increased their profits. And for us, it was, our profit margins were increased because there was a lower cost of acquisition. So that worked really well. So that is strategic referral partners. So number 5 is multiple platforms. So acquiring your own clients can increase the opportunity to have more than one platform, because what you're doing is you're studying what they use, you see other opportunities and patterns arise, and then from there, you can make sure that you're not only one platform specific. You may be able to lead into other platforms. And that's not always going to be the case if you're getting leads just from one vendor and one vendor alone. So 2 key actions from today. 1 is analyze your source of leads and see what you'd like to double down on. The second is, if you want some help from me, you can go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/ASP. The link will be in the show notes to find out how I can help you more. You can get all the links, as I said, in the show notes. Just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast, and it's episode 350, which will be right up the top, or the app you're listening to now. I recommend the Pocket Cast apps. I'm not paid to say that, but I just think it's a fantastic app on your iPhone. Please follow me on LinkedIn. If you know someone interested in building their own leads, please share this with them. They'll think you're an absolute sales rock star and will thank you very much. Please take action to accelerate your sales.
I'm fired up after today's episode. What about you? But hey, before you go, learning is just one piece of the puzzle. Now it's time to put today's strategy into action. Head over now to today's show page at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast and share how you'll put it into action. Be sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe, rate, and review the show. Tell me what your favorite episode is. And don't wait 1 minute more to gain access to your pulse check at paulhigginsmentoring.com. This could be the difference between struggling to get more leads and making this next quarter your best one yet.